Let us begin by understanding what the subconscious mind truly is. Many of you may think of it as some mysterious hidden part of your psyche, separate from your waking consciousness. But I tell you now, your subconscious mind is not separate from you, it is you. It is the vast, infinite part of your consciousness that holds all memory, all knowledge, all potential. Imagine, if you will, that your conscious mind is like the tip of an iceberg visible above the water. It's what you're aware of at any given moment. Your thoughts, your immediate surroundings, your current focus. But beneath the surface lies the enormous bulk of the iceberg, your subconscious mind. It's this submerged portion that truly drives your life, shaping your beliefs, your habits, your reactions, and ultimately, your reality. Now you might be wondering, Neville, if my subconscious mind is so powerful, why can't I simply tell it what to do? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. You see, the subconscious mind doesn't operate on logic or reason. It doesn't understand words in the way your conscious mind does. Instead, it responds to feelings, to images, to lived experiences, whether real or imagined. This is why simple affirmations or positive thinking often fall short. You cannot command your subconscious mind with mere words. You must speak to it in its own language, the language of feeling, of emotion, of vivid imagination. Let us delve deeper into this concept. Your subconscious mind is like a fertile field, ready to grow whatever seeds are planted within it. These seeds are your habitual thoughts, your deepest beliefs, your most frequent emotions. And just as a field doesn't discriminate between the seeds of weeds and the seeds of flowers, your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between positive and negative impressions. It simply accepts and grows whatever is repeatedly planted within it. This is why many people find themselves stuck in patterns of negative thinking or self-defeating behaviors. They have unknowingly been planting these seeds in their subconscious mind through years of repetitive thoughts and feelings. But here's the liberating truth. You have the power to choose what seeds you plant. You have the ability to consciously impress upon your subconscious mind the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that align with your desires. This, my friends, is the key to controlling your subconscious mind. So how do we begin this process of impressing our desires upon the subconscious? The first step is to clearly define what it is you wish to manifest in your life. Be specific. Don't simply say, I want to be happy. Instead, imagine in vivid detail what that happiness looks like. How do you feel? What are you doing? Who are you with? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more clearly you communicate with your subconscious mind. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to enter what I call the state akin to sleep. This is a state of deep relaxation where your conscious mind becomes quiet, allowing easier access to your subconscious. You can achieve this state through meditation, through the moments just before falling asleep at night, or upon first waking in the morning. In this relaxed state, bring your desire to mind. But don't just think about it, feel it. Experience it as if it were happening right now. Engage all your senses. If your desire is a new home, feel the doorknob in your hand as you open the front door. Smell the fresh paint. Hear the sound of your footsteps echoing in your new space. Feel the emotion of pride and contentment as you look around your beautiful new home. This imaginal act is not mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. In the realm of your subconscious mind, it is a lived experience. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you physically experience. By entering into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind the reality of your desire. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I've tried visualizing before and nothing happened. To this, I say persistence is key. Your current reality is the result of years, perhaps decades, of impressing certain beliefs and assumptions upon your subconscious mind. You cannot expect to overturn these deeply rooted patterns with a single imaginal act. You must persist in your new assumption. You must live from the state of your wish fulfilled, not just in your quiet moments of imagination, but throughout your day. This is where many falter. They may imagine their desire vividly before sleep, but upon waking they return to their old patterns of thought and feeling. Remember, your subconscious mind is always listening, always absorbing. Every thought, every emotion, every reaction you have throughout your day is being recorded and impressed upon your subconscious. Therefore, you must maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled even in the face of contrary evidence. This is not to say you should deny your current reality. Rather, you acknowledge it while simultaneously holding firm to your new assumption. If your desire is financial abundance, you don't deny your current bank balance. Instead, you say to yourself, yes, this is my current situation, but I am now moving towards greater abundance. I am now embodying the state of a wealthy person. This brings us to another crucial point in controlling your subconscious mind: the power of your self-concept. Your self-concept is the sum total of all your beliefs about who you are. It's the image you hold of yourself in your mind. And this self-concept is perhaps the most powerful impression in your subconscious mind. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may visualize wealth, but deep down, they believe they're not the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may imagine a loving relationship, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To truly control your subconscious mind, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. You must be willing to see yourself anew. This is not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. You see, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. When you truly grasp this truth, when you begin to identify with your essential nature, rather than your temporary circumstances, you open yourself to limitless possibilities. Your subconscious mind, no longer constrained by limiting beliefs about who you are, becomes free to manifest any reality you choose to imagine. So how do you revise your self-concept? The process is similar to impressing any desire upon your subconscious mind. You must vividly imagine yourself as the person you wish to be. Feel what it's like to be that person. How do they think? How do they carry themselves? How do they react to situations? But remember, this is not about creating a false persona. It's about recognizing and embracing aspects of yourself that have always been there, but perhaps have been overshadowed by limiting beliefs. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming more fully yourself. As you persistently imagine and feel yourself as this ideal version of you, your subconscious mind will begin to accept this as your new reality. And as your subconscious accepts it, you will naturally begin to think, feel, and act in alignment with this new self-concept. Now let us address another powerful tool in controlling your subconscious mind: the use of I am statements. The words I am are incredibly potent. They are, in essence, your definition of yourself. Whatever follows I am is impressed upon your subconscious mind as a truth about your identity. Many people unconsciously use I am statements in negative ways. I am tired, I am broke, I am unlucky in love. Each time you make such a statement, you are programming your subconscious mind to create more of that experience. To control your subconscious mind, you must become acutely aware of your I am statements. Catch yourself when you use them negatively and consciously choose to reframe them. Instead of I am tired, say I am rejuvenating. Instead of I am broke, say I am open to financial abundance. Instead of I am unlucky in love, say I am worthy of love. and attracting my perfect partner. But remember, it's not just about the words. You must feel the truth of these statements as you say them. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling, not just to words. So when you say, I am abundant, feel the security, the freedom, the joy of abundance. When you say, I am loved, feel the warmth, the connection, the contentment of being deeply loved. As you consistently use I am statements in this way, you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon it a new concept of who you are. And your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to make this new self-concept your reality. Now let us explore another powerful technique for controlling your subconscious mind, the practice of revision. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind and therefore it can be changed in your mind. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what actually happened and what you vividly imagine happened. By revising past events in your imagination, you can literally change the impact those events have on your subconscious mind. Here's how to practice revision. At the end of each day, review the events of your day in your imagination. If there were any events that were not to your liking, revise them. See them unfolding in a way that pleases you. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. For example, if you had a disagreement with a coworker, revise the scene in your mind. See the conversation unfolding harmoniously. Feel the mutual understanding and respect. Hear the words of agreement and cooperation. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon your subconscious a reality of harmony and understanding rather than conflict. This practice of revision can be extended to any past event that still troubles you. Are there memories that still cause you pain or regret? Revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that brings you peace and joy. Feel the emotions of this new version of events as if they were real, because to your subconscious mind they are real. As you consistently practice revision, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You will become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This is because you are literally rewriting the programs in your subconscious mind that govern your responses to life events. Now let us delve into another crucial aspect of controlling your subconscious mind, the power of your attention. Your attention is like a spotlight, illuminating and energizing whatever it focuses on. And your subconscious mind assumes that whatever you consistently give your attention to must be important to you. Many people unknowingly misuse this power by constantly focusing on what they don't want. They worry about potential problems, dwell on past mistakes, or obsess over their current limitations. In doing so, they are inadvertently instructing their subconscious mind to create more of these unwanted experiences. To control your subconscious mind, you must become the master of your attention. Consciously choose to focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. When you catch your mind dwelling on negative possibilities, gently but firmly redirect your attention to your desired outcome. This doesn't mean you ignore problems or challenges. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly, then immediately shift your focus to the solution to the desired outcome. Instead of worrying about an upcoming presentation, focus on seeing yourself delivering it confidently and successfully. Instead of dwelling on a health issue, focus on seeing and feeling yourself in perfect health. Remember, your subconscious mind is always listening, always absorbing. By consistently focusing your attention on your desired states of being, you are instructing your subconscious mind to align your reality with these states. Now let us discuss the role of emotion in controlling your subconscious mind. Emotion is the power that gives life to your thoughts and imaginations. It's the energy that fuels the manifestation of your desires. Your subconscious mind responds more strongly to feelings than to logical thoughts. This is why simply thinking about your goals often doesn't lead to their manifestation. You must feel your desired reality as if it were already true. When you imagine your desire fulfilled, allow yourself to feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude you would feel if it were already your reality. These positive emotions are the fuel that propels your imaginal acts into physical manifestation. Conversely, negative emotions like fear, worry, or doubt can sabotage your efforts to impress your desires upon your subconscious mind. These emotions send a message to your subconscious that something is wrong, that you are in danger or lack, prompting it to create more experiences that match these feelings. Therefore, managing your emotional state is crucial in controlling your subconscious mind. Practice generating positive emotions intentionally. Feel gratitude for what you already have. Feel joy for the beauty around you. Feel love for yourself and others. As you cultivate these positive emotional states, you create a fertile ground in your subconscious mind for your desires to take root and flourish. Now, my friends, as we near the conclusion of our exploration, let us address one final, crucial point: the importance of persistence and faith in controlling your subconscious mind. The techniques we have discussed are powerful, but they require consistent application to yield results. Your current reality is the result of years, perhaps decades of subconscious programming. It will not change overnight. You must persist in your new assumptions, in your new self-concept, in your new patterns of thought and feeling. There may be times when your physical reality seems to contradict your imaginal acts. In these moments, you must have faith. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your physical reality is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your subconscious mind. Persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when your senses deny it. Hold fast to your new self-concept, even when old habits try to reassert themselves. Maintain your focus on what you want, even when challenges arise. For it is through this persistence, this unwavering faith, that you truly impress your desires upon your subconscious mind. It is through this persistence that you reprogram the deeply held beliefs and assumptions that have shaped your reality thus far. Remember, your subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is not something to be battled or subdued. It is your faithful servant, tirelessly working to create the reality you impress upon it. By learning to communicate with it effectively, by consistently impressing upon it the reality you desire, you align this immense power with your conscious intentions. As we conclude our discussion, I want you to remember this: you are not at the mercy of your subconscious mind. You are its master. You have within you the power to shape your reality, to create the life you desire. This power lies in your ability to consciously impress upon your subconscious mind the thoughts, feelings, and assumptions that align with your desires. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Be aware of your thoughts, your emotions, your self-concept. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately. Revise your past. Focus your attention wisely and persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. And above all, have faith. Faith in the process, faith in the law, faith in your own divine nature as a created being. For as you master the art of controlling your subconscious mind, you step into your true power as the author of your life story. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. It always has. You are not bound by your past, by your circumstances, or by the opinions of others. You are bound only by the limits of your imagination and your willingness to impress upon your subconscious mind the reality you choose to experience. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your subconscious mind. Thank you, and may your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of manifesting your deepest desires. The great secret I wish to impart to you tonight concerns that mystical state between wakefulness and slumber. That precious interval when your conscious, reasoning mind begins to slip away, and you enter the realm of the subconscious, the realm where all creation begins. It is in this drowsy, receptive state that you can plant the seed of your desire with the greatest effectiveness. For in this state, your conscious mind's resistance is at its lowest. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. When I speak of asking the universe, I am not suggesting that you plead with some external deity or force. The universe I speak of is not separate from you. It is you in your truest essence. Your wonderful human imagination is God in action, and when you enter that state akin to sleep, you are entering the realm where this divine aspect of yourself operates with unfettered power. Consider for a moment the words of Scripture. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. This is not mere poetry. It is a profound truth about the nature of consciousness and creation. The sleep state is when the deepest impressions are made upon our subconscious mind, which then proceeds to externalize these impressions in our three-dimensional world. I have tested this principle countless times, both in my own life and in the lives of those who have applied my teachings. The results are invariably the same. What you impress upon your subconscious mind as you drift into sleep will, with mathematical precision, objectify itself in your world. This is not magic. It is the law of consciousness. Let me illustrate this with a personal experience. Many years ago, I desired to travel to Barbados to see my family. However, I had no money for passage, and there seemed to be no logical way that such a journey could be undertaken. Rather than dwelling on the seeming impossibility of my desire, I began to practice what I am sharing with you tonight. As I lay in my bed each night, approaching that boundary between wakefulness and sleep, I would imagine that I was already in Barbados. I would feel the tropical warmth on my skin. I would hear the distinct accent of the islanders. I would feel the embraces of my family members. I would smell the unique fragrances of my island home. In short, I would live in my imagination as though I were already experiencing what I desired to experience. I did not question how this would come to pass. I did not concern myself with the means. I simply lived in my imagination from the end being the fulfillment of my desire. And then I would drift into sleep, carrying this feeling of fulfillment with me. Within a matter of weeks, against all odds and through a series of events that no one could have predicted, I received not only the funds for passage, but a first-class ticket to Barbados. The outer circumstances rearranged themselves to conform to my inner assumption. This is the principle I want you to grasp tonight, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, impressed upon your subconscious mind as you fall asleep, must objectify itself in your external world. This is not a matter of hope or positive thinking. It is a matter of law. You see, your subconscious mind accepts as true whatever you impress upon it in that drowsy state before sleep. It does not question, it does not argue. It simply accepts and then proceeds to bring about the conditions and events that correspond to that impression. Your subconscious mind is the fertile soil in which the seeds of your imagination take root and grow into the flowers of objective reality. Now let me be very specific about the technique itself. Tonight, when you retire to your bed, decide exactly what it is that you want to manifest in your life. It could be anything: a specific sum of money, a new home, a relationship, perfect health, a particular job or position. The nature of the desire is not important. What is important is the clarity with which you define it. Once you have decided upon your desire, construct in your mind's eye a scene which would imply that your desire has already been fulfilled. If it is wealth you seek, perhaps you would imagine yourself looking at a bank statement showing your desired balance. If it is health, you might imagine a doctor congratulating you on your perfect health. If it is a relationship, you could imagine yourself in a tender moment with your beloved. The scene you choose should be one that would naturally occur after your desire has been fulfilled. It should be brief, For the human mind cannot concentrate for long on a single image without wavering, and it should be as detailed and as sensory rich as you can make it. Now, as you lie in your bed, begin to relax your body completely. Start with your feet and work upward, consciously releasing tension from each part of your body. Take slow, deep breaths. Feel yourself becoming heavier and more peaceful with each exhalation. As your body relaxes, bring your chosen scene to mind. Enter into it as though you were entering a real physical environment. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, smell the scents that would be present. And most importantly, feel the emotions you would feel if this scene were actually occurring right now. The feeling is the secret. You must feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. This feeling, this conviction of the reality of your imagined scene is what impresses your subconscious mind and sets in motion the chain of events that will lead to the objectification of your desire. As you continue to immerse yourself in this scene, feeling the reality of it, you will gradually drift towards sleep. Do not fight this drift. Welcome it. For as you cross the threshold into sleep with your imagined scene still vivid in your consciousness, you are planting the seed of your desire in the most fertile soil possible. And then, having done this, let go. Do not wake in the morning and immediately begin to question when or how your desire will manifest. Such questioning implies doubt. And doubt is the enemy of manifestation. Instead, carry with you throughout your day the quiet conviction that you have imagined is now in the process of becoming a reality. You need not repeat this exercise indefinitely. A seed properly planted will grow of its own accord. In the same way, an impression properly made upon the subconscious mind will externalize itself without further effort on your part. Though if it brings you joy to repeat the exercise, by all means do so. Remember, the law of consciousness operates with perfect precision. Just as a farmer who plants corn can rest assured that corn, not wheat, will grow, so can you rest assured that the seed of your desire, properly planted in the fertile soil of subconscious mind, will grow into the harvest of your desire fulfilled. I have seen this principle work wonders in the lives of countless individuals. I have seen those who were destitute become wealthy, those who were ill become healthy, those who were lonely find love, and those who were failures become successes. In every case, the principle was the same. They impressed upon their subconscious minds, in the drowsy state before sleep, the feeling of their wishes fulfilled. Let me share another experience that illustrates this principle. A woman who attended my lectures was in a difficult marriage. Her husband was emotionally distant, critical, and unloving. Rather than focusing on his flaws, which would only perpetuate her undesirable situation, she decided to apply the principle I am sharing with you tonight. Each night, as she prepared for sleep, she would imagine a scene in which her husband was expressing love and appreciation for her. She would feel his arms around her, hear his loving words, and experience the joy of being in a harmonious relationship. Within a matter of weeks, her husband's attitude began to change. He became more attentive, more loving, more the man she had imagined him to be. Was it her husband who changed? Or was it her concept of her husband? I tell you, it was her concept. For everyone in your world is yourself pushed out. This brings me to another crucial aspect of this principle. You must take full responsibility for your life experience. If there are aspects of your life that you find unsatisfactory, know that they are the outpicturing of your own states of consciousness. Change the state of consciousness, and you change the outer manifestation. This is why it is so vital to be vigilant about what you allow to occupy your mind as you drift into sleep. If you fall asleep rehearsing your problems, reliving unpleasant experiences, or entertaining fears about the future, you are in effect asking the universe to give you more of the same. Your subconscious mind does not judge whether what you impress upon it is desirable or undesirable. It simply accepts and manifests. Therefore, regardless of how challenging your current circumstances may be, discipline yourself to enter the sleep state from a position of power and positivity. Imagine the best, feel the best, and that is what you will manifest. Now, some of you may be wondering, but what if I fall asleep before I complete my imaginal scene? Do not be concerned. Even a brief impression, if felt with intensity and conviction, is sufficient to impregnate the subconscious mind. In fact, falling asleep in the midst of your imaginal act is ideal, for it means that you have carried your impression across the threshold into the realm of the subconscious. Others may ask, how long will it take for my desire to manifest? This I cannot tell you, for time is a construct of the conscious mind, not the subconscious. Some desires manifest almost immediately, while others may take weeks, months, or even years. The important thing is to maintain your faith in the reality of your imaginal act and to live from the assumption that what you have imagined is now in the process of becoming a reality. I must also address another common concern. What if I have conflicting desires? This is indeed a challenging situation, for the subconscious mind, being impersonal, will faithfully manifest whatever is impressed upon it. If you impress conflicting desires, you will experience conflicting results, or possibly no results at all, as the opposing forces neutralize each other. Therefore, it is important to clarify your desires to ensure that they are in harmony with one another, and to focus on one primary desire. As that desire manifests, you can then turn your attention to the next. Let me also caution you against using this principle to manipulate or control others against their will. While it is true that everyone in your world is yourself pushed out, and you can therefore influence how others appear to you by changing your concept of them, it is not wise to use this principle with the specific intention of making others do your bidding. Instead, focus on the essence of what you desire, the feeling of being loved, of being respected, of being successful, of being healthy, and allow the universe to orchestrate the means by which these feelings are delivered to you. The universe, being infinite in potential, will often surprise you with manifestations far more wonderful than your limited conscious mind could have conceived. Now, let me address a question that often arises. What about collective events or circumstances that affect many people, such as economic conditions, natural disasters, or political situations? Can my individual consciousness override these collective manifestations? The answer, paradoxically, is both yes and no. Collective events are the outpicturing of collective consciousness, the sum total of all individual consciousnesses participating in that reality. As an individual, you may not be able to completely override a powerful collective manifestation. However, you can certainly determine how that manifestation affects you personally. For instance, during an economic downturn, while many may experience financial hardship, others continue to prosper. During a pandemic, while many may fall ill, others remain perfectly healthy. The difference lies in their states of consciousness, in the assumptions they hold about themselves and their relationship to the collective event. So regardless of what may be happening in the world at large, you have the power to determine your own experience by controlling the state of consciousness from which you view and interact with the world. And the most effective time to establish that state of consciousness is as you drift into sleep. I want to emphasize that this principle is not opposed to taking physical action toward your goals. Action is an important part of manifestation. However, the action must come from the right state of consciousness. Action taken from a state of lack, fear, or doubt will not produce the same results as action taken from a state of confidence, abundance, and faith. The proper sequence is: first, establish the state of consciousness through your imaginal work before sleep. Then, during your waking hours, take whatever actions you are inspired to take from that state of consciousness. These actions will feel natural and effortless, and they will be far more effective than actions forced from a state of anxiety or desperation. Let me illustrate this with another example. A man who attended my lectures desired a promotion at his company. Instead of anxiously striving and strategizing, he began to use the technique I am sharing with you tonight. Each night, as he prepared for sleep, he would imagine his colleagues congratulating him on his promotion. He would feel the handshakes, hear the congratulatory words, experience the pride and satisfaction of having achieved his goal. Within a few weeks, he found himself naturally taking actions at work that showcased his abilities and value to the company. He was more confident, more innovative, more engaged. And yes, he received the promotion he desired. But the crucial point is this: his actions flowed naturally from his changed state of consciousness. He did not have to force them. Now I want to address a deeper aspect of this principle. Thus far, I have spoken primarily about manifesting specific desires, specific objects, conditions, or circumstances. And while there is nothing wrong with such manifestations, I would be remiss if I did not point you toward an even higher application of this principle. Beyond the manifestation of specific things lies the manifestation of states of being. States such as peace, joy, love, abundance, and fulfillment. These states are not dependent on external circumstances. They are inherent qualities of your true self, your divine nature. When you use your pre-sleep period to enter into these states, regardless of your external circumstances, you are aligning with your true nature. And from this alignment flows a life of authentic happiness and fulfillment. Consider this: many people achieve their specific desires only to find that the happiness they expected to accompany these achievements is fleeting at best. This is because they have not addressed their fundamental state of being. They have changed their outer world without changing their inner world. Therefore, I encourage you to use your pre-sleep period not only to imagine specific desires fulfilled, but also to cultivate states of being that are inherently fulfilling. Imagine yourself feeling utterly at peace, completely loved, infinitely abundant. These states, once established, will not only bring you immediate joy, but will also attract into your life the precise people, circumstances, and events that resonate with these states. Let me share a profound truth: the universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Your external reality is a precise mirror of your internal state. Therefore, the most powerful way to change your external reality is to change your internal state, to change what you are. And the most effective time to make this change is in the drowsy, receptive state before sleep. In this state, you can bypass the critical faculty of your conscious mind and impress your new state directly upon your subconscious mind, which then proceeds to express this state in your outer world. I have observed that many people struggle with maintaining their imaginal scenes as they approach sleep. Their minds wander, or they fall asleep before they can fully immerse themselves in their scenes. If you experience this challenge, do not be discouraged. Like any skill, this one improves with practice. Begin by selecting a scene that truly excites you, that captures your interest and emotion. It is easier to concentrate on something that genuinely moves you than on something that leaves you indifferent. Also, if your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your scene without self-criticism. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to concentrate. Over time, you will find that you can maintain your imaginal scenes with greater ease and for longer periods. Another helpful practice is to spend a few minutes during your day imagining your scene. This familiarizes your mind with the scene, making it easier to recall and maintain as you drift towards sleep. Remember, the key is not perfect concentration, but rather the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Even a brief moment of genuinely feeling as though your desire is already a reality can be sufficient to impress your conscious mind. Now, I want to share with you a refinement of this technique that many have found extremely effective. As you lie in bed, preparing for sleep, begin by expressing gratitude for all that you already have. This establishes a state of abundance and receptivity, making your subconscious mind more open to the impression of your desire. Then, rather than merely visualizing your scene, actually feel yourself physically performing the actions within the scene. If your scene involves shaking hands with someone congratulating you on your success, feel your hand in theirs. If it involves walking through your new home, feel your feet making contact with the floor. This physical dimension adds a layer of reality to your imaginal act that powerfully impresses your subconscious mind. And as you immerse yourself in your scene, pay particular attention to the emotions you would feel if your desire were already fulfilled. Emotion is the propulsive force behind manifestation. A scene felt with intense emotion will manifest far more quickly and precisely than one merely visualized without emotional content. Let me emphasize once more. The feeling is the secret. When you can genuinely feel the reality or imagine seeing, when you can live within that scene as though it were physically present, you have mastered the art of manifestation. I have sometimes been asked, is there anything I should avoid as I drift into sleep? Yes, there are certain mental states that are counterproductive for manifestation. Avoid falling asleep in a state of worry, anger, fear, or resentment. These states just of joy, confidence, and gratitude will be impressed upon your subconscious mind and will manifest in your outer world. If you find yourself in a negative state as you prepare for sleep, take a few moments to shift your focus. You might recall a happy memory, contemplate something you appreciate, or simply focus on the rhythm of your breath. Any of these can help you transition from a negative to a neutral or positive state. I want to address another question that often arises: what about manifesting for others? Can I use this technique to help someone else? The answer is yes, but with an important qualification. When you imagine something for another person, you are not actually changing them. You are changing your concept of them. And since everyone in your world is yourself, pushed out a reflection of your own states of consciousness, changing your concept of someone will indeed result in them appearing differently to you. However, this does not override their free will. What you are doing is creating a version of them in your reality that aligns with your new concept. Whether they choose to embody that version in their own separate reality is up to them. So yes, you can imagine wonderful things for others, and you will indeed see those wonderful things manifest in your experience of them. But approach this with respect for their autonomy, holding the intention that your imaginal act serves their highest good. Now let me share with you an observation that may assist you in maintaining faith in this principle, even when outer circumstances seem to contradict your inner assumption. Manifestation often unfolds through what I call the bridge of incidents, a series of seemingly unrelated events that, in retrospect, can be seen as the perfect pathway to the fulfillment of your desire. During this bridge of incidents, it may sometimes appear as though things are moving in the opposite direction of your desire. An opportunity may fall through, a relationship may end, a project may fail. In such moments, it is crucial to maintain your faith in the reality of your imaginal act. These apparent setbacks are often the universe rearranging itself to deliver your desire in a way that your limited conscious mind could not have conceived. The job opportunity that falls through makes way for a far better one. The relationship that ends creates space for your ideal partner. The project that fails leads to a more innovative and successful approach. This is why blind faith maintained despite contradictory evidence is so powerful in manifestation. When you can hold steadfastly to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, regardless of outer appearances, you allow the bridge of incidents to unfold without interference from your doubts and fears. I encourage you to view the manifestation process as an adventure, a journey of discovery. Embrace the unexpected turns, trust the process, and know that every event, no matter how it appears in the moment, is leading you toward the fulfillment of your desire. Let me also address the concept of timing in manifestation. Many become discouraged when their desires do not manifest according to their preferred timeline. They wonder if they have done something wrong or if the principle itself is flawed. I assure you the principle is infallible. If you have genuinely impressed your subconscious mind with the feeling of your wish fulfilled, manifestation is inevitable. The timing, however, is not always within your conscious control. Your desire will manifest when all the necessary elements have aligned, when the bridge of incidents has been completed. This timing is determined by factors beyond your conscious awareness. The intricate web of relationships between all the people, circumstances, and events involved in your manifestation. Therefore, rather than fixating on when your desire will manifest, focus on maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live each day from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. In this way, you align yourself with the natural flow of manifestation, neither rushing it nor impeding it with your anxieties. I have observed that desires often manifest in what I call the Sabbath, a state of complete rest from your desire. This occurs when you have so thoroughly convinced yourself of the reality of your desire that you no longer feel any anxiety or urgency about it. You simply know that it is yours. And this knowing is so complete that the desire itself fades from your conscious attention. In this state of rest, of Sabbath, manifestation often occurs with breathtaking speed and precision. So if you find that your desire has faded from your conscious thoughts, Do not be concerned. This may well be the Sabbath that precedes manifestation. As we approach the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize once more the fundamental principle at work here. Consciousness is the only reality, and your consciousness is the operant power in your world. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, will inevitably manifest in your outer experience. The drowsy state before sleep offers a unique opportunity to impress new assumptions upon your subconscious mind. In this state, when your conscious reasoning mind is at its least resistant, you can plant the seeds of your desires with extraordinary effectiveness. But remember, this principle is not limited to the pre-sleep state. It operates in every moment of your existence. Every state of consciousness that you occupy, whether in wakefulness or in sleep, is contributing to the creation of your reality. Therefore, I encourage you to be mindful of your states of consciousness throughout your state day. Are you dwelling in states of lack, fear, or resentment? Or are you dwelling in states of abundance, love? Whatever state you occupy will, with mathematical precision, be reflected in your outer experience. And when you retire to your bed each night, use that precious interval between wakefulness and sleep to deliberately enter a state that aligns with your desires. Feel as though what you want is already yours. Fall asleep in the conviction of its reality, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to accommodate your new state of consciousness. I tell you with absolute certainty, master this principle, and you will master your life. For when you understand and apply the law of consciousness, when you recognize your imagination as the creative power that it is, you become the deliberate creator of your own destiny. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, decide what it is that you truly desire. Construct a scene that implies the fulfillment of that desire. Enter into that scene feeling its reality with all your senses. Fall asleep in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. And know with unwavering faith that what you have imagined is now in the process of becoming your physical reality. For this is the true meaning of the scripture. Whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. Your imagination is the prayer. Your feeling is the belief. And your outer world is the receipt. Go now and create consciously. Go now and manifest deliberately. Go now and live the life you desire, for all things are possible to him who believes. Remember, the universe does not respond to your words or your wishes. It responds to your consciousness, to your state of being. And the state of being you enter as you drift into sleep is the most powerful of all. Tonight, ask the universe for what you desire by entering the state of consciousness that would be yours if your desire were already fulfilled. Feel it, live it, be it. And then release it to the unfailing law of consciousness, knowing that what you have planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind must, by law, grow into the harvest of your desire fulfilled. This is the way. This is the truth. This is the life. Your consciousness is the one and only reality. Everything you perceive, everything you experience is a projection of your own inner state. The world you see is a mirror reflecting back to you the contents of your own mind. Now you might ask, if this is true, why haven't I seen my desires manifest already? The answer, my dear friends, lies in your understanding of time and your ability to live in the end. You see, most people live their lives believing that what they want is in the future, always just out of reach. But I tell you this, the future you desire already exists, and it is calling you to step into it now. When I say a manifestation is coming to you quickly, I do not speak of some distant event that you must wait for. No, the quickness I speak of is the speed at which you can shift your consciousness to align with your desire. In the realm of imagination, there is no time. The moment you fully accept and feel the reality of your desire, it is done. Let me share with you a principle that, once understood, will revolutionize your approach to manifestation. It is this: what you feel, you attract. What you imagine and accept as true must become your reality. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is the fundamental law of consciousness. Imagine for a moment that you have a desire. Perhaps it's a new job, a loving relationship, improved health, or financial abundance, whatever it may be, I want you to know that this desire did not originate from you. It came to you. It is God's way of telling you what is already yours. The mere fact that you can conceive of this desire is proof of its possibility, nay, its inevitability. But here's where most people falter. They acknowledge their desire, but then they look to their current circumstances and say, but how? How can this possibly happen given my current situation? In doing so, they push their desire away, relegating it to some uncertain future. I tell you now, with absolute certainty, that this approach is the very thing keeping your manifestation at bay. Your manifestation is not coming to you, you are going to it. And the way to do this is through the power of your wonderful human imagination. You must learn to live in the end. What do I mean by this? It means that you must assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you want financial abundance, you must feel wealthy now. If you seek a loving relationship, you must feel love now. If you desire perfect health, you must feel the vitality and wellness coursing through your body now. This is not pretending or self-deception. This is understanding the true nature of reality. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. By changing your inner state, by living in the end, you set in motion the forces that will reshape your outer world to match your inner vision. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I've tried this. I've imagined what I want, but nothing has changed. To you, I say this: persistence is key. You must not only imagine your desire, you must live from that state consistently. Your new assumption, your new concept of self must become so natural to you that you no longer have to consciously think about it. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance, but your current reality shows a bank account nearing zero. The world would tell you to worry, to stress, to frantically search for ways to make money. But I tell you, this is the surest way to perpetuate your current state. Instead, you must boldly claim your desire is already fulfilled. When you look at your bank statement, see the numbers you wish to see. When you walk down the street, carry yourself as a person of wealth would. When you go to sleep at night, feel the satisfaction and security of financial abundance. You might ask, but isn't this delusion? Isn't this denying T? And to that I say, what you call reality is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. Your true reality is what you decree it to be. The outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. Remember, my dear friends, the biblical phrase, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is not mere poetic language. It is a practical instruction for living. By renewing your mind, by changing your concept of self, you literally transform your world. Now let's delve deeper into the mechanics of this transformation. Your subconscious mind is the builder of your body and your world. It works day and night to make your assumptions a reality. It doesn't argue, it doesn't question. It simply accepts what you feed it as truth and goes about making it so. This is why it's crucial to guard the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Every time you say I am, you're making a claim on your reality. I am broke, I am unlucky in love, I am always sick. These are not mere observations of your current state. They are powerful commands to your subconscious mind. So if a manifestation is coming to you quickly, it's because you're on the verge of fully embracing a new concept of self. You're close to living consistently from the state of your wish fulfilled. The universe, which is nothing but your own wonderful human imagination pushed out, is rearranging itself to accommodate your new self-concept. Let's take a moment to really understand what I mean by living in the end. It's not about affirming what you want. It's about assuming you already have it. There's a world of difference between saying, I want to be wealthy and I am wealthy. The first keeps wealth at a distance, always just out of reach. The second claims it as your current reality. When you live in the end, you no longer seek signs or worry about how your desire will manifest. You know it is done, and you live your life from that knowledge. This is what I mean when I say that manifestation is coming to you quickly. The speed of your manifestation is directly proportional to the completeness of your assumption. Now, some of you might be wondering about action. Neville, you might ask, are you saying we should just imagine and take no action in the physical world? Not at all, my friends. Action is important, but it must be inspired action. When you truly live in the end, when you fully embody the state of wish fulfilled, you will naturally be moved to take the right actions. These actions won't feel like hard work or struggle. They will feel natural, almost inevitable. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right things to the right people. This is because, having changed your concept of self, you are now aligned with the version of you that already has what you desire. Let me give you another example to illustrate this point. Suppose you desire a specific job. The conventional approach would be to search job listings, send out resumes, and hope for the best. And there's nothing inherently wrong with these actions. But when you approach it from the state of living in the end, everything changes. Instead of desperately searching for a job, you assume the feeling of already having that perfect job. You feel the satisfaction of doing work you love. You feel the security of a good income. You feel the pride of contributing your talents to the world. Living from this state, you might still send out resumes or go to interviews, but you'll do so from a completely different energy. Instead of hoping to be chosen, you'll walk into interviews knowing that you're the perfect fit for the job. You'll speak with confidence and authority because in your mind, this job is already yours. And here's the miraculous part. The outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumption. You might find that the perfect job opportunity seemingly falls into your lap, or a chance encounter leads to an introduction to the right person. Or perhaps the skills you need for your dream job suddenly become easy for you to come. This, my friends, is the art of allowing your manifestation to come to you quickly. It's not about forcing or struggling. It's about aligning your inner state with your desire and then allowing the outer world to catch up. Now, I want to address a common concern that many people have when they first encounter these teachings. They worry that if they assume their desire is already fulfilled, they'll become complacent and stop taking necessary actions in the physical world. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly live in the end, when you fully embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you become more active, not less. But your actions come from a place of inspiration and joy, not desperation and fear. Think about it. If you knew with absolute certainty that you were wealthy, would you sit around doing nothing? Of course not. You would engage with the world in new ways. You might start businesses, make investments, or contribute to causes you care about. Your actions would flow naturally from your new state of being. The same is true for any desire. If you knew you were in perfect health, you would naturally take actions to maintain that health. If you knew you were in a loving relationship, you would naturally act in loving ways. The actions are a result of the state, not the cause of it. This brings us to another crucial point in understanding why your manifestation is coming to you quickly. It's because you're starting to grasp the true order of creation. In the world of Caesar, we're taught that seeing is believing. But in the realm of imagination, the true reality, believing, is seeing. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. This is why affirmations or visualizations alone often fail to produce results. They're treating the imaginal act as a means to an end, rather than the end itself. When you truly understand this, your whole approach to manifestation shifts. Instead of asking, how can I get what I want? You start asking, who do I need to be to naturally have what I want? This shift in focus is what speeds up your manifestations. Let's explore this further with another example. Suppose you desire a loving, committed relationship. The conventional approach might involve going on countless dates, trying to impress potential partners, or even changing yourself to be more attractive to others. But from the perspective of living in the end, you would instead focus on embodying the state of someone already in a loving, committed relationship. How would such a person feel? How would they carry themselves? How would they interact with the world? You might find yourself feeling more loving and open in general, not just towards potential romantic partners, but towards everyone you meet. You might start taking better care of yourself, not to impress others, but because that's what someone in a loving relationship would naturally do. You would feel cherished, supported, and loved even before your specific person appears in your physical reality. And here's the beautiful part: by embodying this state, you become magnetic to your desire. The right person is drawn to you effortlessly because you're vibrating at the frequency of love and commitment. This is what I mean when I say your manifestation is coming to you quickly. It's not about waiting for something external to change. It's about changing your internal state so completely that the external has no choice but to follow suit. Now I want to address another common stumbling block that often slows down manifestations. It's the tendency to constantly check and see if your desire has manifested yet. This checking comes from a place of lack and doubt, and it pushes your desire further away. Remember, what you focus on expands. If you're constantly looking for evidence of your manifestation, you're actually focusing on its absence. This sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind that you don't really believe you have what you desire. Instead, cultivate a state of knowing. Just as you don't constantly check to see if gravity is still working, you shouldn't need to check if your manifestation is coming. Know that it is done and live your life from that knowing. This state of knowing, of unwavering faith, is what truly speeds up your manifestations. It's not about making something happen. It's about aligning with what is already done in the realm of imagination. Let's delve even deeper into this concept. Every desire you have, everything you want to be, do, or have, already exists in what I call the fourth dimensional realm. This is the realm of imagination, the realm of consciousness. It's a realm where time and space, as we know them, don't exist. In this fourth dimensional realm, everything happens now. There's no waiting, no process, no delay between the imaginal act and its fulfillment. When you imagine something in this realm, it is instantly real. The reason it seems to take time to manifest in your three-dimensional reality is because of the habit of consciousness. Your physical senses and your habitual thought patterns keep pulling you back to your old concept of self, your old assumptions about reality. This is why persistence is so crucial. You must persist in your new assumption, your new self-concept, until it feels more real to you than the evidence of your physical senses. This is what it means to live by faith and not by sight. Now you might be thinking, but Neville, this sounds difficult. How can I maintain this new state consistently? And to that, I say it's not about forcing yourself to maintain a state. It's about choosing again and again, moment by moment, to return to the state of your wish fulfilled. Every time you catch yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or behavior, simply notice it without judgment and choose again. Choose to return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Choose to embody the version of you that already has what you desire. This practice becomes easier over time. It's like building a muscle. The more you exercise your ability to choose your state of consciousness, the stronger that ability becomes. Soon, living from the state of your wish fulfilled becomes your new normal. And this, my dear friends, is why your manifestation is coming to you quickly. Because you're starting to grasp this truth. You're beginning to understand that your outer world is nothing but a shadow of your inner state. You're learning to live from the end, to embody the state of your wish fulfilled. Let me share with you a powerful technique to speed up this process even further. It's called revision, and it's one of the most potent tools in your manifestation toolkit. Revision is the art of reimagining past events in a way that aligns with your desired reality. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. By revising past events, you're literally rewriting your subconscious programming. For example, suppose you had an argument with someone important to you. Instead of replaying the argument in your mind, which only reinforces the negative experience, you would revise it. Imagine the conversation going differently. See yourself responding with love and understanding. Feel the warmth of a positive interaction. Do this vividly, engaging all your senses until the revised version feels more real to you than what physically happened. Your subconscious mind will accept this new version as reality, and it will influence your future interactions. This practice of revision is not about denying or suppressing negative experiences. It's about consciously choosing which experiences you want to imprint on your subconscious mind. It's about taking control of your inner world, knowing that as you do so, your outer world must follow suit. Now, let's talk about another crucial aspect of speeding up your manifestations: detachment. Many people make the mistake of becoming overly attached to their desires, constantly wondering when and how they will manifest. This attachment actually pushes the desire further away. True detachment comes from knowing that your desire is already yours in the fourth dimensional realm. When you know this, truly know it, you no longer feel the need to grasp or chase after your desire. You can relax, knowing it's already done. This state of relaxed detachment is incredibly powerful. It opens you up to receive your good in ways you might not have imagined. Often your desire will manifest in a way that's even better than what you initially imagined. Remember, the how is not your concern. Your job is to live in the end, to maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind will take care of the how. Trust in this process. Have faith in the law that never fails. Now I want to address something that often comes up when people start applying these principles. They worry about the impact their manifesting might have on others. What if my desire negatively affects someone else? They ask. Or what if I'm taking something away from another person? To this I say, remember that consciousness is the only reality. The people in your world are yourself pushed out. They are playing the parts that your assumptions have assigned to them. By changing your assumptions, you're not imposing your will on anyone. You're simply shifting to a reality where everyone is playing a different role. Moreover, in the infinite abundance of the universe, there's more than enough for everyone. Your good doesn't come at the expense of another. When you raise your consciousness to embody a state of abundance and love, you uplift the entire world with you. This understanding frees you from guilt or worry about your manifesting. It allows you to claim your good boldly, knowing that as you do so, you're contributing to the upliftment of all. Your joy, your success, your love, these are gifts to the entire world. Now let's delve deeper into the concept of time as it relates to your manifestations. In your three-dimensional experience, time appears linear. There's a past, present, and future. But in the fourth dimensional realm of imagination, all time is now. This means that the version of you who already has what you desire exists now. The you who is living your dream life, who has achieved your goals, who is experiencing perfect health or abundant wealth. That you is not some future version of yourself. It exists now in this eternal moment. Your job then is to tune into that version of yourself, to align your consciousness with it so completely that it becomes your dominant state of being. This is what I mean when I say to live in the end. It's not about projecting yourself into some imagined future. It's about claiming a state that already exists now. When you do this, when you fully embody this state, time seems to collapse. What might have taken years in your old understanding can happen in an instant. This is why I say your manifestation is coming to you quickly. Because in the realm where all creation takes place, the realm of consciousness, it's already done. Let me give you a practical way to apply this understanding. Tonight, as you lie in bed preparing for sleep, I want you to do this. Feel as though you are lying in the bed of your dream home. If wealth is your desire, feel the luxurious sheets against your skin. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the warmth of your beloved next to you. Engage all your senses in this imaginal act. Hear the sounds of your ideal environment. Smell the scents associated with your desire fulfilled. Let every detail of your wish for life surround you as you drift off to sleep. You see, the state akin to sleep is when your subconscious mind is most receptive. By falling asleep in the state of your wish fulfilled, you're imprinting that reality deeply into your subconscious. You're tuning yourself to the frequency of your desire. Do this night after night, and you'll find your daytime thoughts and actions naturally aligning with this new reality. You'll start to notice opportunities you might have missed before. You'll feel inspired to take actions that lead you closer to your desire. And most importantly, you'll carry the feeling of your wish fulfilled with you throughout your day. This feeling is crucial. It's not enough to simply visualize what you want. You must feel it. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the gratitude of already having what you desire. This feeling is the secret that speeds up your manifestations. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand words like want, wish, or have. It only understands the language of feeling. When you consistently feel as though you already have what you desire, your subconscious accepts it as reality and goes to work making it so in your outer world. Now I want to address something that often comes up as people start applying these principles. They wonder if I'm living in the end, feeling as though I already have what I desire. Won't that make me complacent? Won't it stop me from taking action towards my goals? This is a common misconception, but nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you'll find yourself naturally inspired to take the right actions. These actions won't feel like hard work or struggle. They'll feel natural, even inevitable. You see, by living in the end, you're aligning yourself with a version of you who already has what you desire. And that version of you would naturally take certain actions, have certain habits, make certain choices. As you embody that state, those actions, habits, and choices will come to you effortlessly. Now let's talk about the importance of self-concept in speeding up your manifestations. Your self-concept is the sum total of all your beliefs about yourself. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve. Many people struggle with manifesting because their desire conflicts with their self-concept. They might desire wealth, but deep down believe they're not worthy of abundance. They might want a loving relationship, but subconsciously feel unlovable. To manifest quickly, your self-concept must align with your desire. You must see yourself as the kind of person who naturally has what you want. This goes beyond just visualizing yourself having your desire. It's about becoming, in consciousness, the person who already has it. If wealth is your desire, you must embody the consciousness of a wealthy person. How does a wealthy person think? How do they make decisions? How do they view money? Embody these traits in your daily life. If it's a loving relationship you seek, embody the consciousness of someone who is deeply loved and cherished. How does such a person carry themselves? How do they interact with others? How do they treat themselves? As you align your self-concept with your desire, you'll find your manifestations accelerating. Because now you're not trying to get something that feels foreign or out of reach. You're simply expressing what feels natural and inherent to who you are. This is why I often say that revision of your self-concept is the highest form of revision. As you revise your concept of self, as you choose to embody a new state of consciousness, your entire world must shift to reflect this new you. Let me tell you a great truth that most of the world has yet to comprehend. You are not what you appear to be. You are not this limited mortal being trapped in circumstances. You are all imagination, and imagination is God. Therefore, you are God in the most literal sense, temporarily occupying a garment of flesh to experience your own wonderful creation. And just as God can speak worlds into existence, you too possess this same creative power to speak your world into being. Now, I know this may seem fantastic to some of you, but I am not here to theorize or philosophize. I am here to share with you what I know to be true through my own experience and the experiences of countless others who have applied this law. The transformation you seek in 2025 is not something that will happen to you. It is something that must happen within you first. Consider this: when you go to your home tonight and prepare for sleep, you will naturally disappear from this world of Caesar. Your physical body will rest, but your consciousness, your true self, remains ever active, ever aware. This simple act of daily disappearance holds the key to your transformation. For in that state between waking and sleeping lies the most fertile soil for planting the seeds of your desires. Let me tell you exactly what I mean. When you desire to transform any aspect of your life, you must first learn to disappear from your current state of consciousness. Just as you naturally disappear from this world when you sleep, you must learn to disappear from your present concept of self. This is not a metaphor. I am speaking of an actual psychological technique that, when mastered, will transform your entire life with mathematical precision. Now let us delve deeper into this principle. The Bible, which is not a historical document but a psychological drama, tells us, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." This transformation is not something that happens gradually through external effort. It happens instantly when you succeed in disappearing from your current state of consciousness and occupying the state of your wish fulfilled. Think of it this way: right now you hold a certain concept for yourself. You may see yourself as lacking in some way, perhaps financially limited or unfulfilled in your relationships, or restricted in your career. This self-concept feels solid and real because you have given it life through your attention and belief. But I tell you, it is nothing more than a garment you have worn so long you have forgotten it. It's not your true self. The secret to transformation in 2025 lies not in adding something new to your current state, but in completely disappearing from it. You must die to your present concept of self. And this death is not a physical death, but a psychological one. It is the complete abandonment of all that you now consider yourself to be. Let me share with you a simple but powerful technique. Tonight, when you lay your head upon your pillow, instead of reviewing the day's events or worrying about tomorrow, consciously choose to disappear from your present circumstances. Feel yourself sink deeper and deeper into the awareness of being who you wish to be. Do not think of how you will become this person. That is the old way of thinking that keeps you bound to your current state. Instead, yield completely to the feeling of being your desired self. If you wish to be wealthy, feel the naturalness of wealth. If you seek perfect health, feel the lightness and vitality of a perfectly healthy body. If you desire a loving relationship, feel the warmth and security of being deeply loved. The secret is to persist in this feeling until it becomes more real to you than your physical surroundings. You see, in 2025, you are not trying to change things in the world of Caesar. You are claiming your rightful place as the operant power of your universe. The outer world, no matter how solid it appears, is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner assumptions. Change the assumption, and you change the reflection, this is the law. I am reminded of a lady who came to me in dire circumstances. She was facing financial ruin, her relationships were in shambles, and her health was failing. She asked me what she should do to change her life. I told her exactly what I'm telling you now. Disappear completely from that state. She looked at me bewildered, expecting some complex system of affirmations or external actions. But I told her, your outer world is nothing more than your inner conversations objectified. Change your inner conversation, and you change everything. She began to practice this principle. Each night before sleep, she would disappear completely from her troubled state and assume the feeling of being the person she wished to be. She would feel the satisfaction of financial abundance, the joy of harmonious relationships, the vitality of perfect health. Within 3 months, her entire world transformed. Money came to her through unexpected channels. Her relationships healed in ways she could never have planned, and her health restored itself naturally. This was not coincidence or luck. It was the perfect working of law. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, my circumstances are different. You don't understand my particular situation? I tell you, circumstances do not matter. Your current situation, no matter how desperate or seemingly permanent, is nothing more than a shadow cast by your previous assumptions. Change the assumption, and the shadow must change. In 2025, you must learn to distinguish between what Blake called the reality and its shadow. Your true reality is not what your senses show you. It is what your imagination claims it to be. The world of Caesar, with all its limitations and problems, is merely a shadow. You are the light casting that shadow, and you can change it at will by changing your conception of self. Let me give you a specific technique for this transformation. I call it the art of assumption. When you wish to transform any aspect of your life, you must first ask yourself, how would I feel if I were already the person I wish to be? Then, in that quiet moment before sleep, you must generate that feeling with all the intensity you can muster. Do not worry about the how. The how is not your concern. Your only task is to remain faithful to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The infinite intelligence within you, call it God, call it your subconscious mind, call it what you will, knows exactly how to bring about the conditions necessary for the fulfillment of your desire. Remember, in 2025, you are not trying to make things happen. You are allowing them to happen by assuming the right state of consciousness. This is why I tell you to disappear from your present state. As long as you remain mentally tied to your current circumstances, trying to improve them or fight against them, you perpetuate them. Consider the story of the prodigal son. This parable is not about a wayward youth who physically returned home. It is about consciousness returning to its rightful state. The far country where he wasted his substance is the state of consciousness where you currently find yourself if you are not experiencing your desires. The Father's house where there is abundance and joy is the state of consciousness you wish to occupy. The journey home is not a physical journey, but a psychological one. It is the journey of disappearing from one state of consciousness and appearing in another. And just as the father in the parable did not ask where the son had been or what he had done, your own wonderful human imagination does not care about your past or your present circumstances. It only responds to what you are conscious of being now. In 2025, you must learn to be ruthless with yourself in this regard. When you catch yourself thinking from your old state of consciousness, thinking thoughts of limitation or lack, you must immediately disappear from that state. Do not fight these thoughts. Fighting them gives them power. Simply withdraw your attention from them and place it fully on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is what the scripture means when it says, leave the dead to bury their dead. Your old states of consciousness, your old problems and limitations are the dead. Let them bury themselves. Your task is to occupy the new state, to live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Now let me share with you another vital aspect of this transformation. Your outer world is nothing more than your inner conversations objectified. What are you saying to yourself throughout the day? What mental conversations do you carry on with others? These conversations, these inner debates and discussions are creating your future experiences. In 2025, you must become aware of these inner conversations and deliberately change them to align with your desires. If you wish to be wealthy, what kinds of conversations would you have if you were already wealthy? If you seek perfect health, what would your inner dialogue be if you were already in perfect health? Begin now to have these conversations internally. This is not pretense or self-deception. This is the actual creative process by which your world is formed. Your inner conversations are the breeding ground of your future experiences. Change the conversation and you change the experience. This is law. Remember, the Bible tells us, in the beginning was the Word. This is not referring to spoken words, but to your inner speech, your self-talk, your mental conversations. These are the words that create your world. In 2025, become conscious of these conversations and deliberately choose ones that imply the fulfillment of your desires. Let me tell you of a gentleman who came to me seeking to transform his career. He was stuck in a position he hated, feeling trapped and unable to advance. I told him to change his inner conversations about his work. Instead of mentally complaining about his current position, he began to have inner conversations implying he was already in his desired position. He would mentally hear congratulations from colleagues, discuss his new responsibilities with imaginary co-workers, feel the satisfaction of doing work he loved. Within weeks, an opportunity appeared that perfectly matched his desires. This was not coincidence, it was the law in operation. Now, some of you might be wondering about timing. You might be thinking, how long will this take? When will I see results? I tell you, time is purely psychological. What seems to take months or years in Caesar's world can happen in an instant when you succeed in reaching the right state of consciousness. In 2025, you must learn to live in the end. The end is the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When you truly capture this feeling and maintain it, time dissolves. The events and circumstances necessary for the manifestation of your desire will unfold naturally and effortlessly. This is why I tell you to disappear from your present state. As long as you are conscious of time, as long as you are waiting for something to happen, you are not living in the end. You are still caught in the consciousness of absence, of wanting, of seeking. This consciousness can only create more wanting, more seeking. Instead, assume the consciousness of already being what you wish to be. Feel it so intensely that it crowds out all other thoughts and feelings. This is what it means to pray without ceasing, to maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled regardless of appearances. Remember the words of Scripture before they call, I will answer. This means that the fulfillment of your desire already exists. It is not something to be created. It is something to be claimed through your assumption of the right state of consciousness. In 2025, you must learn to trust this process completely. Do not be like doubting Thomas, needing to see before you believe. Be like the Master who said, blessed are those who have not seen and yet believed. Your imagination, fed by your assumption and sustained by your inner conversations, is creating your future now. Let me give you another technique for this transformation. I call it revision. Each night before you sleep, review the events of your day. But do not review them as they occurred. Revise them to match your desired state of being. See them happening in a way that implies the fulfillment of your desires. This is not merely positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is actively engaging your creative power to reshape your world. When you revise an event, you are actually changing the seed from which future events will grow. This is why the scripture says the former things shall not be remembered or come into mind. In 2025, make revision a daily practice. If you had an unpleasant encounter, revise it to be harmonious. If you faced a financial setback, revise it to show abundance. If you experienced any lack or limitation, revise it to demonstrate fulfillment and expansion. Do this faithfully, and you will be amazed at how your world begins to transform. Remember, you are not trying to change things, you are changing yourself. When you change your concept of self, when you succeed in occupying a new state of consciousness, the outer world must change to reflect this inner transformation. This is law. Let me tell you of another success story. A woman came to me in deep depression. She had lost her job, her savings were depleted, and she felt completely worthless. I taught her this principle of revision. Each night she would revise her day to show herself as successful, prosperous, and deeply fulfilled. At first it seemed mechanical, even foolish to her, but she persisted. Within weeks, her entire world began to shift. Opportunities appeared that she could never have planned. People from her past contacted her with profitable ventures. Her bank account began to grow. Most importantly, her feeling of worthlessness disappeared completely. This transformation didn't happen because she changed things in the outer world. It happened because she successfully disappeared from her old state of consciousness and occupied a new one. The outer changes were simply the shadow adjusting to match the new light. In 2025, you must become aware of another crucial principle. Everyone in your world is yourself pushed out. Every person you encounter is simply playing the part that your consciousness has assigned them. Change your consciousness, and they must change their behavior toward you. This is why it's futile to try to change others or to blame them for your circumstances. They are simply reflecting back to you your own state of consciousness. When you successfully disappear from a state of consciousness that attracts negative experiences, the people in your world must either change their behavior or disappear from your life. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. Everything else, people, circumstances, events, are simply shadows cast by your consciousness. Change the consciousness and the shadows must change. This is not theory, this is law. Let me share with you one final technique for your transformation in 2025. I call it the congratulatory scene. Select a scene that would imply the fulfillment of your desire. Make it a scene where someone is congratulating you on having achieved your goal. Feel the handshake, hear the words of congratulation, experience the joy of achievement. Make this scene so vivid, so real, that when you open your eyes, you will feel as though it actually happened. Do this night after night until the feeling of achievement becomes your dominant feeling. This is not visualization or positive thinking. This is entering into a state of consciousness where your desire is already fulfilled. When you succeed in making this state feel natural to you, when you can live and move and have your being in it, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. In 2025, you must learn to trust this process completely. Do not be concerned with the how. Do not try to make things happen. Simply occupy the right state of consciousness and let the infinite intelligence within you bring about the manifestation in its own perfect way. Remember, the outside world is dead, subsisting only on the life you give it through your attention and belief. Withdraw your attention from unwanted conditions. Give your full attention and allegiance to your desired state. Live from that state, think from that state, speak from that state. Your transformation in 2025 is not something that will happen to you. It is something that must happen within you. When you successfully disappear from your current state of consciousness and fully occupy the state of your wish fulfilled, the outer world has no choice but to transform itself accordingly. This is the law, and the law does not fail. It operates with mathematical precision. Your task is simply to apply it faithfully, persistently, until your desired state becomes your natural state. Then you will understand the truth of the statement, all things are possible to him who believes. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember this, you are all imagination. The world you experience is simply your imagination pushed out. In 2025, claim your rightful place as the operant power in your universe. Disappear completely from states of lack and limitation. Occupy fully the state of your wish fulfilled. Do this faithfully, persist in it. And I promise you, your world must transform to match your new conception of self. This is not magic, not positive thinking, not wishful dreaming. This is the law of consciousness in operation, and it never fails. Let this be your practice in 2025. Die daily to your old self, to your old concepts and limitations. Be born anew each day in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Live from that consciousness. Think from it. Speak from it. Do this, and you will experience the truth of the statement, all things work together for good to them that love God. And remember, God is your own wonderful human imagination. The transformation you seek is already complete in the imagination of God, your imagination. Your task is simply to enter into that completion, to occupy it fully, to live from it faithfully. Do this, and watch your world transform in ways you could never have planned or anticipated. For in 2025, you are not seeking to add something new to your life. You are claiming what is already yours by divine.